Hello everyone, I'm Metis Balaska and welcome to the stream. So I was told I got a little loud last night, so I am going to try and keep my volume more in control tonight but I might slip it into a higher voice. I'm sorry about that. So yeah. It is New Year's Eve, and we are going back to Persona 4 Arena Ultimax to resume the P3 story before the New Year's. As I don't know if we'll be able to finish the game at that time, but I'll try. We'll just have to see. So let us get right to it.
Whew! That was a really good copy of Akihiko-san, huh? What a fight!
Junpei looks relieved as he watched the fake Akihiko-senpai melt, but something's bothering me. Why did the fake mention that he fought people using artificial personas on that bridge? Is it just coincidence that we fought people using artificial personas on that bridge? Crap, this isn't the time to be thinking about things like this. We have to save Igus.
Wait a second. Hey, Junpei, is that really the Moonlight Bridge in Iwatodai?
It's not like there's any other Moonlight Bridge, is there?
But remember how we found Club Escapade in this school earlier? That might mean...
I look across the now empty announcement room and a sort of white door and spot a white door behind the equipment. I look from it to the monitor, and it seems the door here resembles the one at the bottom of the tower near Igris's cross.
Junpei, open that door!
Huh? This? Gotcha.
Bingo, it's just as I thought. Somehow, the school is connected to the Moonlight Bridge. The wind is blowing normally, and I see the lights of the city in the distance, making it seem like we really are outside. But considering how absurd this entire situation is, this Tartarus wannabe this is probably another crazy place created by the enemy. That aside, we're supposed to be in Inaba, but we keep running into places that have connections to ourselves. Even if they're all artificial constructs, there must be some reason why such a complicated trick is being pulled on us.
Hey, Yuka-tan, do me a favor and catch her.
Got it. Persona!
Junpei uses his persona to destroy the cross at the top of the bridge's main tower. I summon my own persona to catch Igus as she falls and place her gently on the ground. It was a bit rough, but I think it went well.
Igus, are you okay?
Junpei-san and Yukari-san, where am I?
Because Igus has regained consciousness, we listen to her account of what happened. Then we tell her our side of the story and what we've been through. Igus doesn't seem so worn out. Doesn't seem as worn out as Fuka, but she's definitely exhausted too. Her expression is dark as she speaks with us, most likely because she feels guilt over being caught. Just like Fuka, though, it seems that she has no memories of what happened after the car fell off the road.
I'm sorry. If I'd been better prepared, I would have been able to keep everyone safe.
Come on, it's okay. We still need to hurry and rescue everyone else, though.
Considering the situation, It would appear we were used as bait to lure you all here. I immediately lost consciousness after falling off the cliff. But I do remember something.
What's that?
I sensed that someone was close by. That must have been the person who's behind this entire case.
The culprit? I guess. Did you see what he looked like?
No, Yukari-san. But I did sense something odd about that person. I'm sure that it was a resonance of a plume of dusk.
Huh?
What? What's a plume of dusk thing again?
Simply put, a plume of dusk is what can grant a heart to machines such as myself.
Does that mean the culprit has a plume of dusk with him?
Oh, right. Machines don't work in the dark hour, so you have to stick these plumes of dusk into them, right?
Then is the perpetrator using a motorcycle or something like Mitsuru Senpai's?
No, that was not the reaction of a plume of dust being loaded into an electronic device. It was obviously the wavelength of a heart like mine.
But technically, they called Mitsuru's heart it's a papillon heart.
So, what does that mean? Is the kidnapper a robot like you, I guess?
That is what I cannot figure out. The reading itself was definitely that of a human, after all.
I'm starting to get confused. What's going on here?
I don't get it. A plume of dusk? That what's the culprit's objective here? Who is he anyway? We've come this far with our drive to rescue our companions, but could it be that we haven't made any progress at all? I feel anxiety creeping into my mind. According to the material from Kikuno-san, there's a high possibility that someone related to Ergo research is involved here. It got to the point that it was hypothesized that Shinji Yakutsuki himself might be the culprit, but we did see someone resembling him, and we did see someone resembling him. If we don't keep our spirits high, we'll never find the answers we're looking for. I slapped myself across the face in order to keep myself focused.
Thinking about it now won't do us any good. Let's make sure everyone's rescued before we discuss it anymore. Don't worry, there's no way we can lose against most enemies as long as we stick together.
We got Feather Pink on our side.
Yukari-san. Thank you. You're absolutely correct.
All right, let's go then. But, which way?
As usual, Junpei mumbles like an idiot and we sigh. Just after that, a familiar sensation runs through us, and it's Fuka's voice, echoes through our minds. This feeling, it's how Fuka communicates with us using her persona.
Hear me? Yukari-chan, Junpei-kun, can you hear me? Fuka, are you okay now? Yukari-chan, thank goodness. Teddy is helping me to strengthen my search ability. I had a vague idea of where you're all located, but I didn't have the strength to communicate with you on my own.
When Teddy sneezes, it cuts through my head like a knife. Hey, aren't there any volume controls? My inner ears are ringing.
My nose is at its limit.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep this short. I sense Lavras near you, Yukari-chan. I think Yukun and his friends are with her too. But I sense something large there too. It's possible that they're in combat.
My sister is here? Where is she?
Directly ahead of where you are. You should be able to reach them in no time.
Directly ahead. I look to the other end of the Moonlight Bridge and see another door there. That might lead back into the school
We'll
building.
head there immediately as well. Please be.
The communication cuts off. Our heads are still ringing from Teddy's nasal explosiveness. But now it's not the time to be bothered by such
Door
things.
on the other side. That must be it.
Okay, let's go. Will you be all right, Aegis?
My systems are not all at standard parameters, but they are steadily recovering.
We nod to one another and begin running across the moonlight bridge. Because the handrails and bridge girders are twisted oddly, the roadway is wavy as well, making it hard to make progression on. The fog is thinner out here than inside the building, and the green light of the moon casts our shadows on the ground.
Kind of brings back a lot of memories, doesn't it? Kind of like reliving a page from our youth, isn't it?
Don't be ridiculous. There's no way it would all fit on a single page.
I agree. This place is deeply important to me. It's also where everything started. I cannot let my feelings from that time go to waste. That is why we cannot yield, no matter what.
And we'll learn all about that when P3 Reloaded comes out next Saturday. Well, it's going to come out during the week, but I'll be playing it next Saturday. When we want to protect and being unable to yield, memories of similar feelings come flooding back to me. We all made choices back then and took control over the time we have now. For the sake of that, we cannot allow ourselves to lose here. Just making sure. Okay, next, Tartarus Tragedy. Now that I've recovered from whatever that cross was doing to me, I have enough strength to walk on my own. Still, it seems that whatever wounds I suffered are greater than I thought. After we leave the music room, we climb up a flight of stairs and step into the covered passage. I don't know what the signs in this place mean, or even if they hold any meaning anymore, now that the city has been distorted. But it would seem that something called the classroom building is up ahead. We proceed down a long hallway and that appears to go on endlessly. I can't tell whether the haze I see is because of the strange fog or my own fuzzy consciousness.
Be sure to return the favor with my fists.
While I've been on the cross, I've been thinking the entire time. We were the core, the shadow operatives, but we'd all fallen into the enemy's hands so easily, without any hope of escape. My own powerlessness frustrates me. But even then, I kept calm. We still have comrades, Ken, Koromaru, and our new member, Labras. We've grown so much that we were able... they've grown so much and were able to save me even after I made such a colossal blunder. Is that gunfire I hear? The sound rings out. The sounds ring out continuously, as if a battle is taking place nearby. We run in the direction of the sound. The sounds are coming from.
What is this place? It doesn't feel like anywhere else. Sonata-san, this...
Talk about having bad taste. Whoever's doing this really wants this to be the entrance to hell.
This is the entrance hall to that tower, Tartarus. 3 years ago, we would gather here day after day to challenge the seemingly infinite labyrinth. We lost and gained so much here. A number of emotions flicker through my mind. Labras's voice echoes across the hall. I turn to look and see Mitsuru up on the cross in the corner of the room. Her head hangs low, and she seems to be unconscious. That cross must be draining her power like what happened to me.
Mitsuda-san, we'll get you down at once!
Look out!
When we try to rush to her side, a barrage of bullets rings out across the floor, striking sparks in front of us. When the torrent of gunfire finally dies away, the air is filled with a white smoke, quite unlike the red fog that drifts about the area.
Confirming the presence of additional targets for elimination. Seriously, you keep coming one after another.
I guess.
Oh, there should be no problem. You can stay here and watch while I deal with them. It should take no time at all.
Additional targets for elimination. There are other people who had apparently been fighting Igas, rather this fake Igas, when we showed up.
Yukun!
Akihiko-san! Labris!
Master?
Labris is here too?
I immediately understand the situation. The rules of the fight here state that battles must be one-on-one, and I see those red pillars surrounding you, his friends, and the fake Igas. Most likely Yu has been fighting Igas while protecting Yosuke and Chie, who were already exhausted. The battle itself is one-on-one, but there's no rule saying that you can't attack your opponent's companions if they happen to be in the ring at the same time. And it looks like it's fair game to attack us as well. Seriously, these rules that are convenient only for the enemy are really getting on my nerves. The situation, though, the persona units of Inaba, their skills and abilities are far beyond ordinary. To think that they would be cornered this badly.
What's going on? You did this, didn't you?
As Labras lashes out in confusion and in anger, the shadow taking Igas's form answers with a twisted smile.
Of course I did, sister. I am a weapon. It is my mission to follow orders and eliminate all targets. Now, sister, why are you getting in my way?
Get in your way!
As you may have guessed, I am a duplicate of Igas. But I am such an exact copy of her specifications that I may as well be the real thing. I will carry out my master's orders. I cannot comprehend why you, a fellow machine, are trying to prevent me from carrying out my task.
And that's what separates you from P3 Best Girl.
You're a tool, just as I am, sister. Unfortunately, you were stolen in the previous battle, and now we must be enemies. The Shadow Operatives control you, while I take my orders from my master. Isn't that the only real difference between us?
That ain't true! I'm doing this of my own free will!
Free will? Is that what you base your argument on? Our memories are nothing but data, ones and zeros in our minds. How can you prove that what you know is true? That your mind wasn't written over?
A straightforward claim with the cold logic of a machine. This isn't good. Igas is probably the closest person to Labras, and like this fake said, if they really wanted to use Igas as if we really wanted to use Igas as a weapon, we could probably manipulate her memories to some extent. On top of that, there's no way to prove that to Labras that we've never done something like that to her. Damn, what a move! Labras's faith in us must be.
Labra.
Sonata-san, let's leave this to her. I'm sure she'll be fine.
Ken has his eyes fixed on Labras, even as he calls out to me. I see. These guys have just met, but they've already formed a bond through whatever battles they've faced so far. They believe in one another.
Sorry about that. You're right. I should trust in her.
sister. Friendship and trust means nothing to the likes of us. Yet you still attempt to fight me.
You're wrong. I'm an anti-shadow weapon, too. I can understand what you're saying, but there's something I'm even more sure of. Igus told me that going through the joy and pain of different things made her into who she is now. I remember that. And now I remember that the reason why I can stand here and fight you is thanks to all our sisters who died to make me who I am. Those are painful memories. But if I forgot them, I wouldn't exist. That's what I'll fight for. This pain ain't made up. These memories are my own that I formed with everybody else. They aren't fake. They're my heart.
Labrys.
Labrys.
Understood. Master, I have a request to make.
The fake Igus calls out into the air, into thin air. This creature, a lump of shadow, has a master. Who in the world would she be calling out to?
Testing. What's this? A dumb old machine calling me up? What nerve? I'm a busy bear.
Forgive me, but I have a favor I must ask of you. Please lift the barriers on this battlefield and allow these people to come inside.
Huh? You want to let us in?
I want to fight them. I wish to crush all their bonds before my sister's very eyes.
What?
Oh, for Pete's... When you make a copy of a real person, the copy gets all the quirks of their personality, too. Well, rather than getting persona fragments from those dried-up old husks, you might get fresher ones from those guys.
Persona fragments?
Oh, did I say too much? Anyway, let's have a ring change!
As the voice of the vulgar fake Teddy calls out, the new red pillars descend, and the old pillars shatter in response. I forgot he called Teddy. The new pillars drive into the four corners of the room, making this entire place into a fighting arena.
Are you alright?
Yosuke-kun. Chie!
We rush over to you and his friends to check on them. Good. None of them seem to be that badly hurt. After confirming their fate, they're safe, we turn to face the fake Igus again.
For inviting us in before your battle concluded. But we're not gonna show you any mercy.
There is no need to thank me. I am about to eliminate all of you right now, after all.
Time for me to make a comeback as well. This is a grudge match now.
You guys seem a little different from what I was expecting you to be. But I won't be fooled. I'll protect everyone with all my strength.
We haven't done Akihiko before, but I gotta.
Final.
What was that slowdown?
That was a nerve-wracking match. Congratulations.
Hold on, man. What was with that slowdown? I don't know. Nothing seems to be different. The fake Argus falls to its knees, and its body turns black as it becomes a shapeless mass. I see a hint of pain in Labrys's eyes as she watches.
Looks like we won.
You don't need to look at me like that. Either way, we only have a limited lifespan.
What do you mean?
We were created for the sole purpose of fighting you. Once that duty has been carried out, all we have left to do is expire.
Fighting is your duty.
I will not bid you good luck. I wish for my master to emerge victorious, if possible.
So why am I so off-center? There we go. With that, the fake Labrys loses all cohesion and falling into a dark puddle on the floor. Eventually, that begins to flow upwards, and it's like a film of syrup being poured in reverse until it completely disappears. That still appears slightly off-center. I think that's better. We watch this process to the very end while we think about our troubles. Koromaru, who had been sitting at our feet, runs off. That's right. This isn't the time to be sentimental. We have to rescue Mitsuru. Ken and Labrys run to the cross Mitsuru is hanging from. I go with Koromaru and speak to Yu's group.
Master!
Thank you, Akihiko-san. That was too close.
Huh? What's a dog doing here? I mean, he's adorable, but...
Sorry for causing you such trouble. It seemed like you were facing quite a difficult fight.
Ooh, I'm ashamed to call myself your student.
Nah, I should be thanking you. I'm sorry if you were all worried.
I decide to exchange information with Yu's group about the circumstances leading up until now and the situation in Inaba. They're surprised to learn that Ken and Koromaru are not only Persona users, but shadow operatives. Our conversation turns to the reason why Yu and his friend were having such a hard fight. Contrary to my suspicions, it seems three of them made it to this room almost unscathed. Then why did the fake Labrys give them such trouble? It's true that shadows take our appearances. It's true that shadows is taking our appearances can summon personas, and there's no mistake that they make extremely powerful opponents. But are they really so strong that they could hurt these three skilled fighters that badly?
Nah, that's not it. When we got to this weird room, we found Mitsuru-san up on a cross. So Chie and I rushed over to get her down, but there was somebody there.
It wasn't the fake Igus?
No, I don't think so. I didn't see a face, but the voice sounded like a guy.
You didn't see his face? How far away could he have been?
Well, he was kind of standing in the shadows. And the moment I saw his red eyes, my whole body froze up like I was petrified or something.
That's right. And when I went in to save them, I was attacked by a persona I've never seen before.
What is with this desync?
Red eyes. And a persona?
This doesn't make any sense. Previously, the enemy said himself that he didn't have a persona. Could this mean that there's someone else helping him? Someone with a persona, and powerful enough to overwhelm even you? Mitsuru was here. Perhaps she knows something. I move to where Ken and Labrys are attempting to get Mitsuru down off the cross. but they appear to be having some trouble.
This thing's not coming apart. What gives? It was easy enough to get Akihiko-san off of his. I'm not having any luck either. Damn it, why? Mitsuru-san, please wake up!
The two desperately call to Mitsuru while trying to undo the restraint binding her arms and legs. At that moment, Koromaru stares fixedly at the door and gives a low growl as if to warn us.
What's wrong, Koromaru? Is someone there?
Someone's coming this way.
Footsteps approach at a leisurely pace down the hallway, and they grow louder. The tension and here in the entrance hall increases. Endurance hall, really. Eventually, the footsteps stop. A shadow reaches from the doorway all the way to the center of the room. It wavers in the illumination of the fog. I think I know who this is. Oh, nope. Totally not who I thought it was.
So I wasn't seeing things.
Suji Akutsuki. An unforgettable betrayal, an unfathomable insanity. Seeing him again, the spitting image of when I last saw him, brings back what he said. The death of everything, but also the beginning. 3 years ago, he made extreme sacrifices to put an end we made extreme sacrifices to put an end to his plans. Does this mean he has come crawling out of hell to torment us once again? Find out in the next episode. Revived insanity.
Shuji Ikutsuki.
This room that Akihiko-san called the entrance of hell. Koromaru-san remains in a cautious posture and waits to see what the person who had just entered the room would do. Akihiko-san pales, and Ken-kun stands frozen next to me.
Akihiko and Ken. It's been a while. Are you enjoying this?
You! So you were the one behind this after all.
Now don't glare at me like that. This is the perfect place for our reunion. It was quite troublesome to prepare. The one you're taking great pains to find will be the one giving you great pains. Or something like that.
Yeah. Shuji Akutsuki, without waiting for us to respond, he continues to speak.
We're finally reunited, and I don't even rate a hello? Or do you not want to speak to someone you killed? Is that it?
Huh? Killed?
Ah, you must be the 5th generation weapon Labrys. Poor thing. Didn't they tell you? That's right. They killed me. Of course, since I'm standing right here, I guess they almost killed me would be more precise.
That's ridiculous! You're the one who lied to us and tried to kill us!
Calm down, Ken. He destroyed himself. He can't possibly still be alive. Who are you really?
Oh, how cruel. Here I am, talking right before your eyes, and you still won't believe it. Why don't we ask the 3 who just arrived what they think of this?
We hear footsteps approaching from behind and turn around to see Yukari-san, Junpei-san, and Aiga tumble in. Just like Ken-kun and Akihiko-san, they're at a loss for words when confronted with the person standing in the center of the room.
Kutsuki! No way!
How are you?
Though the two of them are surprised, Aiga looks over at me. That's right, we can tell.
Don't be fooled, everyone. I can feel it. What's standing there is...
Indeed, that is not
Just a foolish trick. That's what I thought.
Well, you're a piece of junk, but you have a good nose, huh? You could have let me play around for a little while longer.
I will thank you to be respectful. Thank you very much. Being a fake is no reason to speak heresy. With a sudden change in mannerism and a few muttering words, the thing taking on Suji Akutsuki's appearance crumbles. Behind the melting figure stands another person who had not been in there a moment ago. He appears to be a young man around the same age as Yukon and his friends. What appears to be what appears to be a Yasogami High uniform is tied to his waist. What could this mean? Is he another student at the school? A pair of scars crosses his face, and he smirks while toying with the two swords he carries at his waist.
Who are you?
So everybody connected to Kirijo's here, huh? The looks on your faces are hilarious. You talk the big talk, but deep down, you were totally freaking out over old Ikutsuki-chan. I couldn't see your faces in person last time, though. You remember, don't you? It was when I took control of that scrap like the puppet it is.
You were behind the abduction of Labris then.
Yeah, it was a crazy performance, huh? That weapon took a lot of whipping.
I will hit you so hard.
You need an introduction or something? My name's Sho Minazuki, and I'm behind all this. Welcome to my world, Kirijo lackeys.
Sho Minazuki?
Sho Minazuki. That name sounds familiar. It was the name the data that Kiku-san gave me before she descended on this town. A name from Suji Akutsuki's files. It seems this young man has a connection to Ergo research after all.
What is the meaning of this? What are you setting us all up like this for?
Huh? What are you whining about, you little shit? I was letting you have some fun. It's a little entertainment. Oh, and I guess I do have a score to settle with you. Ikutsuki was my dad, after all.
Dad? That's impossible.
You're lying. He didn't have any kids.
Doesn't matter. I'm still gonna kill you all.
The young man draws his swords, and the light glints off them. His eyes gleam with glee, the mania of madness. So this man, he's the one behind this entire case.
Toying with people and hurting them like this. What are you trying to accomplish?
Huh?
I've had enough. If you're hurting from your dad being killed, I get that. But is this the only way you can deal with it? Labris. Mitsuru-san's people are risking their lives to try to end this tragedy themselves. They're doing their best to take responsibility for what happened. And I already know that your Ikutsuki guy lied to Mitsuru-san, betrayed them, and...
Shut up, you goddamn puppet! You've never even met him, so enough with your shit! Or what? You gonna lecture me like you're a real person? What a joke.
You bastard!
But don't get the wrong idea now. I already told you that I don't give two shits about Ikutsuki. He used me and threw me away, that asshole. It doesn't matter. See, all you bastards are in my way. Every single living thing is in my way. Every goddamn thing!
What are you talking about? That's just insane!
I'm insane? It's this world that's insane. All this bullshit about the power of friendship and close bonds and whatever. It's a pile of garbage. Trash! Bastards, die! Just go away forever, goddammit!
Well, someone failed his trust exams.
I'll get rid of every last one of you. I'll annihilate you along with this entire world!
My heart hurts. I wonder why. I sense a resonance of the plume of a plume of dusk from the young man, and it's giving off emotion. Hatred. Hatred? No. Sadness? He wants the world, he wants the world, but at the same time rejects it. This intense mixture of solitude with despair and yearning. I felt this.
I know this emotion. Labrys? He doesn't truly hate the world. What he really feels is... Labrys-san, look out!
Koromaru-san tackles me and I fall sideways. A giant knife is vibrating in the floor, right where I had been standing only seconds ago.
Don't say another word, you failure. What a drag. I'm tired of this. Well, I've already got enough persona fragments anyway.
Persona fragments? Wait, do you mean...
Persona fragments. Those are the same words General Teddy used earlier. The young man calling himself the mastermind behind all this. The fake inks whose sole purpose is to fight us. The flakes of light emerging from the defeated shadows. All of those now make sense to me. Most likely the rest of us are feeling the same way. Sho is gathering persona fragments by making us fight our doubles. The moment we all reach that conclusion, Sho pulls out a small box and holds it before us.
Time to get the real show started. Here's a question for you. What do you think this is?
Is that the remote Akutsuki was using when he controlled Aigis?
No. Stop him!
Too late. Activating the anti-shadow suppression weapon, Labrys.
I feel a sudden snap within me. Suddenly, I lose control over my entire body. At the same time, my consciousness begins to fade, as if I'm being painted over by something else. It's that infernal device that took over my body and forced me to hurt the others, just like the other day. It gnaws at my mechanical body, and all my self-control begins to slip away.
Labrys!
Labrys!
This is fun! Oh, by the way, I didn't stick a device in it or anything to do this. A weapon is there to be controlled, so, of course, there's a remote control. It's been built into that thing from the very beginning. I told you I'd destroy everything, right? Friendship, what a joke. One push of a button, and it all means nothing!
Sister, please pull yourself together.
I scream internally at myself to stop, but my arm swings my axe at Aigis and sends her flying away.
Now! You just won't die, will ya? That's not good enough! Damn it!
Koromaru-san leaps at Sho and tries to snatch the box away from him. Yukon and his friends follow, but Sho deals with them all in a single strike. This boy is strong.
Not one of you's coming to help, huh? You couldn't anyway. My remote controller's more of a remote control her. Kidding!
Ugh. And we'll be dealing with that a lot come P3R.
Now, Labrys, kill the scion of Kirijo first. You specialize in tearing apart your companions, right?
Sho jumps back to a safe distance, then sends me in order to do just that. My legs move against my will and send me towards the crucified Mitsuru.
No, I'm not your puppet. I have a heart of my own.
A heart? Like I give a crap. You Want me to erase all that too, then?
He manipulates the small box again with a raucous laugh. The power restraining me intensifies, and I feel myself slipping away against the torrent of commands blasting into my mind. The blade of my axe is against the crop Mitsuru-san is bound to.
Stop! Stop! Please! No! Labrys!
Damn it, you son of a bitch! If it's tough for you to hurt your companions, then I'll blast your consciousness into nothing! So hurry up and kill them!
An even more forceful command overtakes me. Mitsuru-san, Yu-kun, Ken-kun, Yukari-san, Chie, everyone. I desperately hold on. I try desperately to hold on to my thoughts, but it's mercilessly torn away. I lose all feeling from the weight of my axe in my hands, and my vision begins to waver. I'm going to destroy those I hold dear again.
Labrys, don't give up! Believe in yourself!
The last thing I see through my fading consciousness is Yukon. I don't want to feel this way ever again. I don't want to give up. I won't. And just like that, a sound rings out, and darkness envelops me. Did my consciousness shut off? No, even in darkness, I'm still awake. That's a familiar sound. Whose voice is that? I hear a familiar laugh in the distance. I can see who it is. I can't see who it is, but I know that voice.
A heart? What a lame ass. Just like always. You're the other me. That's right. I am you. I'm the you within yourself that you keep a lid on.
I become terribly confused in the darkness. My shadow, the existence that should have melted away and become a part of me when I accepted it. She stands before me, looking exactly the same as she did before.
I don't think you really understand. Well, I'm in a good mood, so I'll make an exception and tell you. Your body is special. You have two memory banks. One for yourself. Another, a black box that would allow you to absorb the memories of the other Labrys units when you killed them and took their name. It was such a surprise. Thanks to that, even after I became one with you, my personality was preserved in it. Oh, this is amazing. It's pounding with the resonations of the plume of dust.
She gazes upwards with an ecstatic expression, then looks to me and seductively licks her lips.
I've been waiting all this time for your will to weaken. And now this body is finally mine! What? It's about time you ended this. Believe in your friends? Look where that got you. Am I right? Don't you hate him? Don't you wanna destroy him? Enough of this bullshit about bonds and camaraderie. All you have to do is destroy everything. Put that gigantic axe on your back to use.
Huh? What?
Labrys!
Hey, you piece of junk! Can't you follow the simplest order properly? How broken are you?
Follow orders? That voice. Kiss my skinny little ass, you cunt kid. As if I listened to whatever crap you ordered me to do.
Yep, we morbed.
Labrys? I can destroy whatever I want. That includes whiny brats like you who try to get in my way and order me around.
You piece of junk! You call me a brat, but you're no different! I mean, what the hell are you?
Carrot brat! Labrys has turned into a really bad girl.
That's Labrys' shadow. I thought she had disappeared.
The explosion of emotions had pushed my consciousness back to the surface. The darkness disappears and my vision returns. But still, I can't will my limbs to follow my commands. I'm not in control of myself, but the other me is. The emotions running wild within me are out of my control, and my body won't accept my commands.
Crap. So wiping out the rational mind made its true self show up? Goddamn shitty robot, it's completely useless!
Cut the crap, brat! Come at me! Come, Persona! Asterius!
Seriously? She can even summon that cow monster from before? Wait, did she just call it her persona?
Little... What the hell's going on here?
What do you expect, Ariadne? That little thing isn't worthy of being my partner.
The giant bull Asterius roars. Show, now facing the full wrath of my shadows and its uninhibited urge to kill, draws his swords with almost with an almost annoyed sneer.
You better watch out. I'm no ordinary shadow. I'm finally free. Free to wreak as much havoc as I want.
I have never gotten the hang of Shadow Labrys, but here we go.
Finally. Fight!
I'll make you cry! Bullshit! There, yeah? Bullshit!
Not a bad first run. Oh, I am still getting slowdown. I don't know why.
Shit! You broke the goddamn remote! What the hell are you, damn it?
Oh, what's wrong, little boy? Don't tell me you're done already. I'm not even close to being satisfied. Is that the real Labrys?
No. That's her suppressed emotions running wild. That show guy brought this on himself. He couldn't have known something like this would happen with Labrys' memories.
But this is bad.
Yeah, she was already a handful when we all went up against her. This is gonna be even worse now. Damn it.
I guess I should put an end to you now. How do you want it? Ah, yes. You wanted me there tearing you apart, didn't you?
You monster. Try it if you can. You're not worth my time, but I don't care anymore. I'll do everything in my power to destroy you!
Stop, Labrys! You've done enough!
Don't do it! He's not worth it!
Out of my way, you bastards. I don't need more of your friendship games from last time.
No! If you're seriously gonna do this, then you've gotta get past us.
What are you doing? It's too dangerous! Get away from her!
I'm sorry, Akihiko-san, but we can't back down from this.
We're Labrys' friends! We could never let her accept this fate!
Huh. We're not sticking up for this guy, but we'll never let one of our friends become a murderer.
She put her weapon down. This is more garbage. Do whatever you want, you idiots.
This place. What's happened to me? You.
I've had enough of this shit. I'm not dealing with it anymore.
Huh? You're giving control of my body back to me?
You're the one who likes playing house.
The darkness returns, and she brusquely turns her back to me. Silence fills the area for a moment, and then I suddenly realize something. She used a persona a moment ago. It's true that she looked and acted the same as when she was as a true shadow, but I can't tell. She was, I was fighting with the controlled powers of her persona. I was fighting with the controlled powers of a persona just now. It may sound the same, but it's different. But it's different. That wasn't a shadow running berserk. Because I accepted myself, I was able to attain a persona. Maybe the same could be said about.
You actually. You did that to help me. Thank you.
Shut up. Just take over for me already.
The other me mutters something. I can't hear what she says, but I can tell what she wanted to say. Yeah, don't worry. You're me and I'm you. You do remember what I feel, huh? She is always sleeping inside of me, even though she said she had forcefully taken over my body. I feel a kind of relief.
Labrys!
Labrys, are you alright?
I sense myself returning into the real world, as if the familiar voices are guiding me back. My vision slowly brightens.
Kun? Everyone.
She's back to herself?
Yeah, I remember. My other half saved me, and everyone else brought me back to myself. And with that, I look over towards the young man before me. There's an unmistakable reaction of a plume of dust coming from within him. That plume of dust conveys an intense message to me. Now that I've been reunited with the other me hidden in the darkness of my mind, I know for certain what it's conveying.
You're actually lonely deep down, aren't you? You don't like being alone.
Labrys?
Now what? Are you even more broken now? You think I'm lonely? If you're that mixed up, maybe destroying you would be doing you a favor.
I was like you once. You just haven't realized what's in your heart. It's 'cause no one ever accepted you for who you are.
Huh? Labrys, what are you saying? That guy...
I know, but I understand his feelings too. He was raised by this Akutsuki guy, but when Akutsuki died, he was just thrown out into the world. You can't bear to live in this world, so you want to tear it down around you. But isn't that just something you're telling yourself? Even I found a home with Mitsuru-san and them. If you just opened up your heart, you could live in this world. You could have friends.
Shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up! What the hell are you yapping about, you stupid puppet?
His fit of anger cuts off suddenly, and he falls unnaturally silent. Did he faint? We look around at each other in confusion, and when his drooping head slowly rises, his crimson eyes staring fixedly at us.
What is this? My legs!
I can't... not this power again! Damn it! This can't be...
This power...
I can't move, and it's not just me this time. Everyone seems to be held in place due to some power. The young man slowly and calmly looks over at us. His eyes and the cross-shaped scar between them gleam red, like a silent burning flame.
Stop putting useless ideas in his head. Do you intend to destroy him? Allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Minazuki. Sho Minazuki.
I am the one who will grant this boy his wish.
What happened to this guy? He seems completely different now.
Wait, I sense the plume of dusk. Who are you?
I have no need to explain. This boy yearned for me, and I awakened within him. That is all.
A moment ago, the young man had been increasingly agitated, shouting like a child having a temper tantrum. All of a sudden, he is calm and speaks with a measured tone.
Whatever you're doing to us, is this another of your powers?
Oh, don't get me wrong. This power doesn't belong to me. I'm only borrowing it.
Borrowing?
The place is shaking. This isn't good.
The building's creaking.
It's about time everything was ready. This is all thanks to you, so thank you. I have gathered enough persona fragments.
What was all this fighting for? What are you going to do?
It's simple. I borrowed power to envelop this town in red fog and make you fight against your fakes. It was all to carve off of your personas.
Huh? Carving our personas?
That's right. Our bait truly came in handy. All that's left is to awaken that thing.
So it's like we thought. This town feels like it's in the dark hour. And there's a tower similar to Tartarus. You're going to try to awaken death, just like Ikutsuki.
Ah, not precisely. What I'm trying to awaken is not the same thing you fought against. I will grant this boy his wish and create his world.
This boy, his world. He speaks as if he's talking about someone else. The way he's speaking and staring at it is completely different from how he had been only a moment ago. As if he is now a completely different person. Wait, a different person? Could it be?
Damn it. If only I could move.
I'll be going now. There are still some finishing touches that must be made. You are free to come after me, but your missing friends are in danger. It would be wiser to go and rescue them.
The young man who called himself Minazaki leaps away with inhuman agility, landing in front of the giant door. After glancing back at us, he turns away and calmly leaves the room. At that moment, the mysterious power that kept us frozen stops, and we finally regain control of our bodies.
Wait!
I call out in a fruitless attempt to pursue him before another present shows up on my radar. It's not one of my friends. It's
Yukiko? No, that's a fake Yukiko-san.
Hey, yeah. It's not just her. What have Risei and Naoto been up to? Minazuki just said that they're in danger.
Before you worry about that, you have to deal with me. Now, bring on the rain!
when the fake raises its arms, the usual red pillars descend and form barriers around us. No, I won't be able to. I won't be able to pursue Minazuki now. He also said that our friends are in danger. Mitsuru-san is on the cross. Yukon and his friends are wounded, and we have no idea what kind of problems Naoto-kun and the other who aren't here are facing right now either. In any case, we have to hurry after Shokun and as quickly as possible, rescue the others and put this place to rest. I pull my axe from my back and turn around in reaction to Koromaru-san's bark. I found a place for myself among the shadow operatives. They're my comrades, and they feel the same for me as I do for them. They line up beside me. That's right. I'm not alone anymore. Tempting. But we missed out on playing Akihiko last time. Because I had to fight Igus with Labras.
Finally.
Oh, come on. Jeez, that hurt. Something about Yukari's AI. Jesus. We don't even give the fallen shadow a second glance and says we rush to where Mitsuru-san is hanging on the cross. The sturdy lock gives us some trouble, but we finally manage to get Mitsuru-san down, and the atmosphere among us becomes more cheerful. Though Mitsuru-san was quite disabled, she quickly regains consciousness.
Labras. Everyone.
Mitsuru-san looks relieved for a moment after seeing our faces, but she seems to have quickly reached an understanding. Her expression quickly turns meek as she apologizes to us.
I'm sorry. My judgment was flawed. I'm responsible for all of this.
We all have off days.
Jeez, there you go again with that stuff. Still, I'm really glad you're okay.
Thank you. It's all thanks to you.
Oh, Fuka's safe too. She's headed this way from somewhere else right now, though.
I see you managed to find Yukari-san, Junpei-san.
Hey, Ken? Man, you've grown. I mean, of course I did. It's all going according to plan.
But I heard that you fell asleep on your train and ended up here by accident.
You never change, do you?
It seems that the auxiliary staff, like Yukari-san, haven't seen Mitsuru-san and Akihiko-san in a while, so they have sentimental expressions as they greet each other. The stiff look on Mitsuru-san's face slowly begins to melt away. I was worried about Yukon and his friends after they were hurt, but they seem to be recovering as well. I'm so glad. Yukon and the others approached me.
Labras! I'm so glad you came. I thought we were done for.
I thought you turned into your shadow for a moment back there. What was that all about?
I don't know, but I guess my shadow's been within me all this time, watching everything I've seen. And I think she's changing too, even if only little by little. And it was all of you who brought me back.
You really did help us. Thank you.
As I'm conversing with everyone from Inaba, I hear some distinctive footsteps. I look toward them and see two shapes running in from beyond the fog. It's Fuka-san and Teddy. It'll be reassuring to have Fuka-san with us, and she's great at supporting us on the intel front. I bet Teddy will help us too, saying things like how he's my knight. I can't help but smile when I hear their voices calling to me.
Labichan! Thank goodness! I was so worried about you!
Labras, you came to save us, right? Thank you.
Whoa,
He really is a talking costume. You're not General Teddy, right?
Of course I'm not! Look at my fur! It's completely different! It's 100% genuine teddy fur!
What does that even mean?
Koromaru-san says that his is 100% genuine dog fur.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a dog.
Koromaru, best boy.
Hey, what kind of fur is your coat made of, Mitsuru-san?
This? Kikuno bought this coat, so... No, let us save the discussion of fur for later.
Mitsuru-san walks toward Ryukun and his friends. Seeing the leaders of the Shadow Operatives and the investigation team together like this make me proud. These two people saved me and gave me a place to belong. I want to fight for these people, well, and that will help me get stronger. Having friends and comrades is truly wonderful. That's what I think.
Murakami, I must thank you. It seems we're once again indebted to you.
No, I have to apologize for breaking my promise to you. Your people have helped us out too.
That's fine. You helped me remember something important.
We did?
That's right. Trying to keep danger and death at a distance only results in putting life at a remove as well. I knew this when I established the Shadow Operatives, but it seems that I became too focused on thinking only about the present.
Mitsuru-san.
Allow me to ask for your help now, Narukami. I'd like you and your friends to cooperate with us. We need your assistance to solve this case.
Do I really need to answer that? Of course we'll protect Inaba.
You can look straight into Mitsuru-san's eyes, and she answers. Seeing a sincere resolve, Mitsuru-san nods cheerfully. Yukin's friends are all smiling too, as if they're agreeing to gladly take on anything that comes their way.
By the way, why don't we all compare what we know about the situation?
Oh, you're on the ball, Ken. I was just about to suggest that myself. Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. You're just trying to claim his idea. I mean, seriously. How lame do you have to be to try and steal credit from someone so much younger?
We each describe what we've experienced up to this point. Once we have a grasp of that, the topic of our conversation obviously shifts to Sho Minazuki.
Who in the world is that show kid? Didn't he say something about Akutsuki being his dad?
That young man stated that he was the mastermind behind the recent events here in Inaba. He also said that he is Shuji Akutsuki's son. But the file I was given by Kakuno-san clearly said that Takutsuki had no family.
Presumably, he had a life before he was the chairman of Gekkoukan High. Couldn't he have had a child during that time?
No, Ikutsuki had no family, let alone a child. The only things on his mind were his experiments and the fall.
Eesh, so he was a mad scientist? Oh, don't tell me he was doing human experiments too.
Yes, he gathered orphans from different areas and performed inhumane research on them to try to artificially induce their personas.
Whoa, seriously? That's messed up.
Even after Ergo Research was disbanded, it seems Ikutsuki stole the research data and continued performing such experiments personally. One of those test subjects was named Sho Minazuki. The records state that he was the youngest of the test subjects.
Hey Z, welcome to the stream. How was your day? Thanks. I thought my affiliate anniversary was earlier. Apparently not.
An orphan, huh? Did Ikutsuki adopt him?
No, Sho Minazuki was nothing more than a favorite subject to Ikutsuki.
Test subject? But he's a person! How could he do such a horrible thing?
The Kirijo group of the time was an evil place, suffused with his arrogance.
We'll learn all about that when P3 Reloaded comes out.
It isn't hard to imagine how he was treated with Ikutsuki in charge. Minazuki was raised in a solitary environment, never interacting with anyone.
Day's going well. Not sure about the anniversary. It was just up there when I came in. And yeah, I could have been wrong, and it was earlier. But hey, if it's today, though it's kind of funny that it happened on New Year's Eve.
I suspect his experiences from that time greatly affected the development of Minazuki's current personality.
So that's why he said Ikutsuki was his dad. And he told bad jokes like Ikutsuki, too. Hey, that reminds me. In the middle there, he suddenly seemed like a different person. What was that all about?
We'd all noticed that. It was so sudden in how his personality just switched. The red-haired boy could have split personalities. But the presence that I felt was bothering me a bit.
Mitsuru-san, when he reintroduced himself as Minazuki, I sensed some kind of resonation with my plume of dusk. What could that mean?
There is no information on that. The same goes for the power he had when his eyes turned red. Perhaps they are a result of Ikutsuki's experimentation. The entirety of the report has not been deciphered, but Ikutsuki's data does mention Minazuki's name and the plume of dusk. Kikuno's decoding it now.
Oh, I have it too. Kikuno-san entrusted me with it because it was an emergency.
Ah, that's fine. Either way, I was intending to share it with all of you once the report had been completely deciphered.
Shuji Ikutsuki, the man who performed a countless number of inhumane experiments at the former Ergo Research, who used Mitsuru-san and others, even while serving as the chairman of Gekon High School, and who schemed to destroy the world. I can easily imagine how many victims his experiments may have created. I myself am a result of a similar process. After all. Hey, Lotus Prince, welcome to the stream. How was your day? So, Shogun is another one of those victims.
Hey, when he got all cold and called himself Minazuki, he said that he wasn't after revenge for Ikutsuki, right?
Correct. Based on what he said, it seems this Minazuki set this situation in motion to grant the hot-headed boy his wish for immense solitude.
And then he was talking about persona fragments.
That's right. He said that he covered the town in this red fog and was carving our personas by making us fight in it. The sense of fatigue we felt when we were on those crosses is most likely part of that same plan. Looks like we completely fell for it.
But he said that he'd gathered enough fragments of our personas, didn't he? Then...
Yes, he's most likely completed that step of the plan.
What was that part about awakening something? I mean, I can guess that it's going to be pretty dangerous, but what's he trying to call down?
I know nothing about that, but if it's similar to what we encountered at Tartarus, it's nothing welcome.
Persona fragments, huh? What in the world is he planning on using them for?
Is this all part of what he wants? And we fall silent, full of impatience and uncertainty. On top of that, the second personality gave us a word of caution as he was leaving. We need to make sure that everybody's safe as quickly as possible.
That reminds me, Yukiko and the others!
That's right! That Minazuki guy said that Yuki-chan and the people with her are in danger!
Naoto-san and Kanji-san said that they were going to Junes. According to Junpei-san, supposedly Yukiko-san and Rise-san were at the same location.
Huh? Oh, right. But those two said they were gonna go look for Kanji and the others, so I don't think they're still there. They could miss each other.
Yes, I'm concerned about them as well. Let's split into 2 teams. One heads to the top of the tower while the other searches for Narukami's friends. Yamagishi, perform a search and try to locate them as best you can.
Understood. I don't know how well it'll go, but I'll try searching for everyone.
We're counting on you.
Persona.
Fukusan closes her eyes and concentrates, summoning her persona to search the surrounding area. Then again, this red fog seems to be able to block the search abilities a little bit. Like making Teddy sneeze when he tries to use his keen nose. So there's no knowing how well this will
So
go.
much interference. The fog might be getting thicker. Oh! I have 2 readings near Junes. That may be Kanji-kun and Naoto-kun. They seem to be moving towards Junes. And I found another 2 readings in town on the move together.
Do you think that's Yukiko and Rise? Oh, I'm so worried. Oh, what the?
It's fine. The entire room shudders immensely, and the building creaks. The one calling himself Minazuki is undoubtedly close to accomplishing his goal, whatever it is. There isn't much time left for us.
We must hurry. Yukari, Iori, Amada, and Koromaru, you're the least wounded. You pursue Minazuki.
Yeah, in all fairness, like Persona 3, Persona 3 was something like, what was it, 2009? Something like that. So it is around that, these games were around that vicinity. They were PS2 era.
Right. I will go with Akihiko and Aigis to rescue Narukami's friends.
Understood.
Yamagishi, you remain here and back us up. Narukami's group, you're all too exhausted. I ask that you remain here and regain your strength.
I'll do everything I can to assist you.
Whoa, seriously? Will?
No, we should stay here. Fukusan needs someone to protect her as well.
Hey, what about me? I'm perfect.
Let's just deal with it.
Mitsuda-san, Teddy's got a great nose, so I think he'll at least be of some use. Please let him help you find our friends.
Some use? How rude. I'm totally useful. My babe Dar is up and running.
Is it still too late to switch out for General Teddy?
I see. That's promising. Well then, you can assist us, Teddy.
Mitsuru-san, the school and this town have both turned into labyrinths. It would be unproductive for us to search the town all in one group.
Yeah, Aigis is right. If we're all caught together again, things will get worse. Let's split into 2 teams to search faster.
All right, I can provide some guidance as well. Aigis and Teddy, you partner up. Akihiko and I will go together.
Teddy, you're not helping anything. Just do yourself a favor and shush.
Once you meet with Narukami's friends, head for Junes. We'll regroup there and secure the area.
Woo! I get to be alone with Ai-chan? Their bodies were artificial, but their love was real. Okay, I'm in.
Don't make me hit you. I can tell that Mitsuru-san's leadership and quick decision-making have given everyone everyone's morale a boost. Of course, her strength stems from her deep care for her friends and comrades. All our anxiety and impatience disappears, as if it had never existed, and we're filled with the renewed determination. We all wish to protect this world. Mitsuru-san approaches me.
I should ask you this now. What do you think about that young man, Sho Minazuki?
Well, I know we can't let him destroy the world and all, but
But...
I think he's the same as me.
Every time Teddy says something, I think of that one meme that says tonight's episode, the writer's barely disguised fetish. Yeah, Teddy's always been this way.
more time and try to talk to him. Just like you all saved me, I want to save Sho.
Ever since I was born, I was always is alone, knowing nothing of love, trust, or interpersonal bonds. I was taught only how to fight, and never considered the possibilities of befriending anyone. That young man, Sho Minazaki, is exactly how I once was. That's right. And if that's the case, I should be able to save Shokun the same way I was saved.
Very well. I want you to pursue Minazuki as well. I'm counting on you, Labris.
Okay.
With each of us given a duty to perform, we approach to reunite once the case has been solved and rush from the room. They at least have given Teddy the less annoying footsteps. The occasional tremors caused the building to rumble ominously. The occasional tremor has causing the building to rumble ominously are becoming more and more frequent, as if giving us an audible countdown to the end of the world. Next episode. Why we're here. I think this is going to be a short one because none of these people are in any condition to fight. After seeing my companions off, I concentrate and find everyone's locations. I have been entrusted with the task of providing support to everyone. The ability to disseminate information among them all will be the key in navigating through this twisted labyrinth. We're here because reason. Chapter end. Since I cannot fight directly, I need to help everyone as much as I can with my own abilities.
Are you all okay? I don't sense any enemies nearby, so please concentrate on regaining your strength.
Right. Ow.
Are you okay, Fuka-san? You were only rescued a little while ago. Is it okay for you to use your persona so soon?
Thank you. I'm all right. I'm sorry we dragged you into this.
Chie-san is concerned about me, though I'm sure that she has been badly hurt herself.
No, we just screwed up. We're really thankful you guys came.
In any case, let's recover as quickly as possible so we can go after Labris and the others.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not just Chie-san, and when the persona user as of Inaba found out that I was being held captive. It's not just Chie-san. When the persona users of Inaba found out that I was being held captive, they all put themselves in danger to find me. It makes me truly happy to be able to fight it alongside these people. Hey, Theo! Without warning, one of the caskets in the room opens with a creak, and a tall man steps out of it. He came out of a casket of all places. We're here because moves the plot along. Blue clothes, silver hair, golden eyes. Who in the world is he? I can sense his power, but I feel no hostility from him. He doesn't seem to be a shadow. Dear, you're not Vincent Valentine. Chill out and know your role. He's actually here looking for drinks.
We're the ones who freaked out!
Oh, I apologize. I was caught in the moment.
Those clothes. They're very similar to the dresses Margaret and Elizabeth wear.
Ah,
so you are acquainted with my sisters. I am their younger brother, Theodore.
Elizabeth? That really strong girl with the book? What's her family doing here?
Well, my sister has given me a task, so I've come to the world outside. But along the way, I sensed the presence of Elizabeth nearby.
And that's how you came out of this coffin? What kind of horror flick did we walk into?
Yeah, that shows the quirk of these guys.
Elizabeth is close by? She's tremendously powerful, but I don't sense her at all.
Oh, she is most likely hiding her presence, so as to not hinder your journey. But I am certain that she will be watching over a battle around here. As evidence of this, please look here. There are potato chip crumbs in the bottom of this coffin, and in her favorite flavor at that.
So he was not only hiding in that coffin, so was Elizabeth. And she was there to snack.
Well, if anyone was gonna eat potato chips in a coffin, it'd be her.
These guys are putting kind of a damper on the urgency of the situation.
I mean, they would. This sort of thing is like the average Tuesday to them.
I like the local variety with the beef flavor. Can't get enough.
Can we stop talking about potato chips? Theodore, right? We haven't run into Elizabeth.
Yes, it seems I was just a tad too late. It's all right. There was merely a little something I wish to ask her.
What's that?
This is how Theodore's story goes. While out on an errand, Theodore saw a glimpse of his older sister Elizabeth. Then he decided to follow her and eventually reached this tower. What he described as being out on an errand during a situation like this seems odd, but you can seem to understand, and said that this man's sudden appearance makes sense if he really is related to the person he claims to be his sister. It seems that the man in blue was able to move about without being contained by the rules that have all been that we've been all been having trouble with. Yep, every single member of the attendant to the Velvet Room, don't mess with them. That book he's carrying isn't just for show. Could that be related to why he feels different from everyone else? Theodore wanders around the room for a bit, but eventually he feels satisfied and comes back to us.
Upon closer inspection, it seems you're all quite wounded. Forgive me for asking so brazenly, but why is it you continue to fight, even when you have been hurt to this extent?
Why?
I'm a little bewildered by the sudden question. What are we fighting in this battle for? That sure was a long way of saying he saw his sister and just sort of followed her.
Are you asking why we're fighting?
One moment, please.
Theodore raises a hand to stop us, then furrows his brow in thought.
Hearing it from you would be too easy. I see. Could my sister have given me this opportunity to see the outside world, to broaden my horizons?
Are you all right?
Please forgive me. It seems I have a great deal to learn for myself.
I guess he's kind of reached a conclusion.
That's Theodore.
I'm sorry for causing you trouble. It seems this is a question I must answer on my own. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be taking my leave.
Huh? You mean you're going back?
Yes. This conversation with you has been highly significant. Please, excuse me.
In other words, I'm out. Peace.
What the hell was that just now?
I've got no idea, but, Wait, what now?
I'd almost forgotten. If you truly are in a great hurry to reach the top of this tower, Then please make use of this door here. Well then.
What door? That is a coffin! That was mysterious.
That's a Velvet Room attendant, straight up. Theodore asked us why we are fighting. The reason I had such a hard time finding an answer is because I couldn't find a way of putting it into words. Theo drops mic and walks away. I mean, we all have our own reasons for being here. We peek behind the coffin lid that Theodore left through and discover a set of stairs leading up. Well, convenient. I thank the man for his brief but helpful appearance, and then try to locate the others once again. Good. I can sense everyone's strong wills as they go through the school. It's reinvigorating, and I feel my own spirit lifting. What I need to do right now is focus on doing my best. Mitsuri's anguish and going wild. I have to.
I'm worried about Yuki-chan and Rise-chan. Hang in there, ladies. I'll come get you in no time.
We also locate a giant bag of potato chips, but no drink inside. Could he have eaten all those chips without without a need to hydrate?
Still, this hallway has been going on forever. If this continues, we will be unable to make any progress.
My lengthy time bound to the cross resulted in a serious drain of my energy reserves. My condition has deteriorated to a point where even normal maneuvers will be difficult. If we were to face another shadow, I might be at a severe disadvantage. On top of that, the young man named Sho displayed godlike abilities. My sister and the others are in pursuit of a target with the power to freeze everyone present. I can't help but worry about them. I feel my heart sinking as these thoughts arise in my head. Teddy walks along with me, peering into each of the classrooms we pass them. As we pass them. Perhaps his increased chatting since we left the others is an attempt to lighten my spirits.
Just thinking that danger is closing in on those innocent ladies even as we speak is making my fur fall out. I'll be positively bare.
Your fur is falling out. Perhaps it is merely your shedding season.
Yes, you sweet autistic child.
No. I'm extremely sensitive, and I lose fur when I'm stressed. Just the other day, Kanji lured me into a trap with some ice cream. He then kept nuzzling me over and over. I ended up with a big old bald spot on my head. It was terrible.
How?
I see. Kanji-san's extreme expression of love puts stress upon your fur. I will add that to my data file on you.
By the way, are you tired at all, Ai-chan? If you do feel a little logy, feel free to snuggle up against me whenever you like.
God damn it.
No, I'm more concerned for the others in town.
No, completely ignored. But I'm sure they'll be okay. My friends are really strong, you know.
You trust them, don't you?
Of course. You believe in Michan and the others too, don't you?
Yes, I do. They're all precious to me.
We're the same after all. You're sparkling too.
Sparkling?
I love everyone who's nice to me, and the world where everyone that I love lives in really sparkles. And I want to protect that sparkle, and help everyone out.
Teddy's large eyes are guileless and honest when he speaks of his friends. I'm an anti-shadow weapon, and yet Teddy's presence is similar to those of the shadows that I have been exterminating. Does that have any importance?
Thinking about someone else strengthens your own powers. We know of that phenomenon.
So why doesn't that Minazuki guy get that? Does he not see the sparkling?
Teddy then declares it's up to him to become Minazuki's friend. Eventually, we come to a door next to a sign reading music room. Teddy sniffs for some time, as if searching the room, then sneezes loudly.
Achoo! Ugh. We can't get to the exit unless we go through here. By the way, won't you take a little break here? You still seem exhausted, and I'm worried about you.
Teddy looks at me with worry while he suggests that. We should have descended quite a bit by now, but there is still no sign of the exit. There's no time to hesitate, but most of all, I can't let myself become a burden either.
Thank you. You're truly kind.
Of course I am. It's basic bear etiquette.
Teddy puffs his chest with pride, and he puts his hand on the music room door.
We're barreling in! Excuse us!
Those paintings are looking at us very judgmentally. There is nothing of note in the room but a grand piano. I'm about to suggest that we take a short break here, but a warning alerting me of an approaching shadow appears in my vision. This reading, it's close.
An anti-shadow weapon and a shadow. Commencing elimination.
I suddenly have the urge to play P1, Persona P1 Climax. When I hear that flat mechanical voice, a giant axe instantly appears above us. In a flash, I realize that we are being ambushed, but my body is too exhausted to move like I wanted to. It's going to hit me. If I take any more severe damage, I'll be destroyed. Teddy shoves me away, and I tumble to the floor. The fog and dust stirred up from the impact to begin to settle, and I see a giant blade embedded in the floor, right where I had been standing. Teddy had been hit by the attack meant for me, and now he's lying motionless on the ground. Well, Teddy's dead. That's a shame. Anyway.
You're a copy of my sister.
I was ordered to take part in a battle near here. But that don't matter anymore. I'm gonna do whatever I want starting now.
Ai-chan, run!
Man, Shell's persistent. Once I'm done with Itis, I'm gonna grind you down to fertilizer.
Teddy!
They had to use the flatten image. Fertilizer? God damn it. The axe strikes Teddy a heavy blow, and he slams into the wall before sliding down into a heap. I try to rush to his side, but...
No!
I wasn't careful enough. The strike that Teddy was part of... The strike at Teddy was part of a combo, and the second attack anticipating that I would, with the second attack participating that I would come to his aid. Well, Teddy's dead, and nothing of value was lost. Though I was able to avoid a direct hit, the tip of the axe scratches my leg with a dreadful noise. I stand up and prepare to dodge further attacks, but... the hit I just took has been enough to damage my leg. It won't support my weight, and I fall to my knees.
My frame's been cracked.
The copy of my sister smirks confidently and slowly approaches me. It seems to know that I'm incapable of moving with my agility now. Right then, I notice that the red pillars have appeared in the corners of the room, trapping us. There's no way to escape.
Trying to hurt you, you know? I knew you were weakened, Aegis. It's so easy. Just target the weakest one, and the numbers will drop on their own. These bonds are pretty useful.
Prepare to get the pain served. It knew I was weakened after all. I realized that I'm in severe danger right now. Soon, there will be no way to prevent it from claiming Teddy and me as its victims. Up until now, I'd witnessed how my sister's shadow and how my sister herself fought when her heart had been disabled. That's why I thought that I had understood how to deal with this fake version of her too. When my sister was in that state, she and her shadow had fought in the same way, using their body's full potential and fueled by an inner drive to destroy. Each attack from them was a threat, but such straightforward opponents are simple to deal with. But this fake is different. She isn't berserk. Like a shadow, she hasn't lost her heart. In other words, she has both cunning and power, and can fight like my sister when she's in her normal state.
In other words, she knows of my special qualities as an upgraded version of her hardware, and can precisely target my weaknesses.
The biggest difference between the 5th generation and Labras, as my sister and me, is our attack ranges. While my standard weapons are firearms, my sister has no long-range weaponry aside from some of her persona's abilities. Normally, I would have an advantage over her, provided that I'm able to keep a distance between us. My damaged leg robs me of my mobility, so I can't do that right now. The fighter able to hit harder will have the upper hand here. The double must have known that and targeted my leg from the start.
Already made a mistake in the limousine, and this will be my second blunder today. If only I had been better able to deal with things.
My regrets spill from my mouth as the axe in the shadow's hand rises higher and higher. My sister's axe weighs close to a third as much as her body, and she activates boosters to deliver an even more destructive attack, speeding up her swings to truly dangerous rates. A single hit from it could be enough to put me into a helpless state. As if that wasn't bad enough, I can barely stand up as is, and I can't even aim properly.
I yearned for power so that I could protect my comrades, but...
What are you muttering about? You're next, Aegis. Come at me.
I couldn't respond to a sudden ambush. Those close to me have been wounded. I can't save anyone like this.
Now that I'm facing a truly desperate moment, something surges from the depth of my heart. Anger. Anger at myself and my powerlessness. I don't want to use my damage as an excuse for my death. Move, Aegis, move. Behind the rising heat swelling within me, I understand that my battered body is unable to put up a fight. But I cannot lose. I must maintain this power, but keep my emotions under control as I determine the best course of action and at the moment. Think, how can I turn the situation around? What can I do to protect my companions? A thought passes through my mind.
It seems I'll have to make use of that. I should have had maintenance done, like Fuka-san said.
The plume of dusk within me flares strongly, as if responding to my heart. Right now, I will do anything if it will give me the power to fight, even if it results in shattering my own self. Please. Give me the power to protect my friends.
Persona, rise up. Beginning frame coding. Stand by, EXO.
I'm still gonna try something. Sounds like you really want to fight that. That's cool with me.
The axe fake wield splashes towards my face, and I hear the boosters roar. Would jumping over it to evade it be best? Before I can decide, my body reacts.
No use.
I cross my arms and take the brunt of the strike on my forearms. Violent sparks fly up in the collision, and the force of the attack travels through my entire body.
You saw it just like that? I'll just slice you in half.
We've gone Super Saiyan Blue. My sister's fake stays where she is and leads heavily into the axe, pushing it against me. My joints scream as I try to push back, and the white smoke streams through the gap in my armor. My internal sensors repeatedly report that I'm operating at my maximum capacity. It's not enough. I need more. More power.
Oh, my. Ai-chan's shining. What are you doing?
Teddy seems to have been awakened by the violent sound of our clashing, and stammers as he lifts himself from off the floor. I'm relieved that he's able to move, but from this point on, everything is a gamble.
Teddy, please stay away. The probability of maintaining self-control in this mode is less than 1%. I'm sorry, but I can't guarantee that you'll be safe around me. It's ready. Releasing all limiters. Extreme Orgia mode.
Just wait until she hits Ultra Instinct. Yeah, so the clue Lotus is in, and I guess the probability is determined on whether the writer wants this to go well or not. I feel confident in Agus's victory. Okay, so the clue Lotus in, and Agus is arguably one of the best members in the Persona 3 party, because she has an ability called Orgia mode. And what that does is you lose control of her character, but she is pumped up to the max with power. It's basically like the Berserk. It's basically like the Berserk status effect in the Final Fantasy series. But she can't use it for too long. Eventually, she'll overheat, and she'll be out of commission for a while. So it's always better to save it for when you really need it, especially because you can't order her out of it. Ought to be just enough power for a bit of gameplay. That's my girl!
I am overheating.
Yep, that is a gameplay mechanic in P3. I don't know if they'll change it in Reloaded, but probably not. It would be too overpowered without the drawback like overheating. It was truly only coincidence that I'm still alive after releasing all the power of my plume of dusk. But applying my persona's materialization sequence to reinforce my body skeletal system and armor plating allowed me to endure a far stronger load than my components could normally handle. I suppose as it truly is extreme Orgia mode. My sister's double turns into a black mass and begins to melt. As it collapses into a puddle, glimmers of golden sand trickle upwards out of it and disappears into the ceiling. I finally reach Teddy and help up his injured round body set up.
Teddy, I'm so sorry. It's my fault.
Ai-chan, you were so cool. I regret nothing. Please, take care, Yosuke.
Oh, stop hamming it up. You're fine.
Teddy!
Regrettably. The building begins to creak, the structure groaning like a giant, and the entire tower begins to quake as well. But the creaking and tremors are getting stronger compared to what we had felt earlier. In addition, the beastly howling thunders down from above. What is that? Is there a voice? Could it have come from much higher than the room where we rescued Mitsuru-san? Teddy's eyes snap open at this eerie sound.
What was that?
I don't know, but it seems a great power is trying to awaken.
Someone please respond.
Just then, a desperate plea cluttered by interference speaks out in my mind. That voice is Rise Kujikawa's. It's difficult to hear due to the interference, but there's no mistaking it. The communication seems to be coming from quite the distance outside of this building.
Rise-chan, you're okay. Oh, I'm so glad.
Teddy, is that you? Where are you right now? Are you hurt?
I'm in the tower that appeared at school. I'm with Ai-chan, so I'm okay. I think.
Ai-chan? You mean Aigis-san? Aigis-san, please listen. There's a ton of red fog swirling around the top of that tower right now.
Where are you, Rise-san? Can you see this place from there?
Yuki-senpai and I are in town searching for but we can't get out because there's a horde of shadows causing it.
The message is cut off before we can hear the entire thing. From what it sounds like, Risa-san and Yukiko-san appear to be in town together just as expected. If she said horde and shadows so close together, they must be facing a dangerous situation.
We have to go at once. Rise-chan, we're coming for you. Ow, 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 ow.
Please wait, Teddy. We've both been damaged quite badly. If we move now, we'll likely be in danger.
Yeah, that's true. But I just can't sit here and wait.
Just pop a medicine, you'll be fine.
Yowee! My back!
Teddy was surely wounded quite badly, but knowing his friends are in danger, he seems unable to contain himself and attempts to force himself up to his feet. I feel the same way. I must relay to everyone what Rise-san said about the school as soon as I can. When I approach the window, I find to find out where we are. I see two figures leaving the school building.
That's Mitsuru-san and Akihiko-san.
Thank goodness! They managed to get out before us.
I can understand why you want to hurry, but those two are attempting to rescue the others as well. Let's proceed with caution so that we can meet up with them quickly.
Mysteriously, I can still move as well. Even though my frame has reached the very limits of its operational tolerances, and my joints creak ominously, the sheer strength of my emotion to save my friends forces my body into action. If Teddy and I feel the same way, I'm sure we can keep moving.
Ow! Anyway, let's move. I'm getting fired up. Let's do this. Onward!
As they say, yeah!
My sweet autistic child. I can't help but smile at Teddy's enthusiasm. We leave the music room and the wreckage left behind from our recent battle and run down the hallway towards the exit. I will say I'm not. When they first revealed the Extreme Orgia mode thing, I wasn't really that fond of it because honestly, I didn't really think Igus needed it, like as a character. Like, because it felt like it was just pushing her back to what she was before, which was just merely a robot. But I'll probably get that into that in more detail when we get to Persona 3 Reloaded. Anyway, Mitsuru's Anguish. In order to search for the Inaba Persona users, Mitsuru and I searched the school building for an exit out of the tower. But the interior of the building has been warped into a complex maze. I don't think we'll get out that easily.
I'm detecting a set of stairs just up ahead. Would you please try going down a floor?
Got it. Let us know if anything else comes up.
This maze is rather troublesome. We must hurry on.
Mitsuru mutters to herself as she and Fuka end up conversing, and her voice sounds tenser than usual. It looks like something's on her mind, so I decide to talk to her.
Are you still upset at how you and his friends got caught up in this?
I am, but what truly bothers me is how I cannot get a full grasp on the Sho Minazuki character, who has been behind everything.
Are we sure he's a Persona user? When he fought against Labras, he didn't use a persona.
In addition to that, the one who called himself the person behind Labras' disappearance said that he had no persona. Granted, that could have been an act to confuse us, but that still seems like a very unclear way of doing things. It's hard to believe that he'd said what he'd said was just an act.
When I spoke directly with Minazuki, I saw his persona myself. This matches with what Narukami and his friends attested.
Could he have an accomplice?
An accomplice? Akihiko, this is only a hypothesis, but what if there were two Minazukis to begin with?
Two? You mean the one who called himself Sho and the one who called himself Minazuki are two different people?
No. His personalities changed before our very eyes. There's no doubt that they're the same body. But what if this isn't a case of multiple identity disorder? What if the two truly are completely separate personalities existing in the same body?
Completely separate? What do you mean?
Mitsuru-senpai, I'm detecting a shadow just up ahead of you.
We immediately end our discussion when Fuka's voice reaches us. There's only one door ahead of us. At the end of the hallway, I don't see a way around whatever's in our path.
Too much trouble to try to head back. Let's break through here, Mitsuru.
It seems there's no other way. The situation is growing more and more dire by the moment. We must deal with this as quickly as possible.
We rush to the door and charge inside. On the other side is a normal classroom. Well, normal if you ignore the bizarre decorations all over, with a blackboard, lectern, and rows of desks. The ace detective of Inaba is waiting for us here.
It's been a while. You two seem to have made it out of your predicament. How does it feel to have been rounded up like that?
This Naoto is a fake. There's no reason to doubt it. But it's well made. It would be hard to tell the difference unless you had shadow detecting abilities like Fuka. If the enemy's goal wasn't to carve off pieces of our persona in battle, these accurate doubles could easily have been used as weapons against us.
Enough idle conversation. Let's get this over with. We don't have a lot of time.
Wait, Akihiko.
As I get impatient to go into battle, Mitsuru's voice stops me. True. I guess we would listen to the fake's dying words. We may be able to gain some clues after all.
There's something I want you to tell me before I slay you.
What is it? You can ask, but it doesn't mean I'll answer.
Who created you fake people? Who is Minazuki?
That's an odd thing to ask. Didn't you meet him yourself only a few moments ago? You should ask him yourself. Then again, you won't be given that chance as you'll never leave here.
We got her, right? Time for execution! That Naoto might call her out on saying slay instead of kill. Damn you, ESRB! She normally uses the term execute. Which is also not cool because of content rating board.
Don't let this wind get to your head. Keep training.
That was enjoyable. Please sit back and enjoy the spectacle of extinction. Well then.
With an irritated jeer, the fake Naoto begins to crumble. The red pillars disappear as well, and a set of stairs leading downwards appear inside the classroom.
Mitsuru-senpai! Akihiko-senpai! Are you alright?
Yeah, no problems on our end. The shadow disappeared before we could get any information out of it, though.
We can't waste any time. Let's keep moving while we talk.
Okay. Please head down those stairs then. That should get you out of the tower.
We follow Fuka's directions and head for the exit. Along the way, I decide to pick up our discussion on Sho's true character.
Tsuru, back to what we were talking about earlier. It looked like Sho changed right in front of us. He switched personalities. What makes you think that it's not the ordinary form of split personality?
Do you recall the conversation in the limo about Ikutsuki's personal experiments? I said there was an indication that a plume of dusk was used.
You mean the human experimentation we were talking about? It's definitely something a guy like Ikutsuki would have come up with.
What if Ikutsuki's experiments on Minazuki involved transplanting a plume of dusk into a living person?
What? Why would he do something like that?
Considering that it could have been part of Ergo Research's attempts to create artificial persona users, it makes sense. It's most likely that Ikutsuki implanted a plume of dusk into Minazuki in order to intentionally try to force a persona to appear. But Sho Minazuki didn't awaken to the persona ability. That much can be gathered from the fact that Ikutsuki labeled the experiment a failure.
That bastard performed terrible experiments on young children, all for his own gain, and he called this a failure? Ikutsuki put something strange inside a living person and simply wrote it off what he did as a failure. That only proves how insane he'd been.
Contrary to Ikutsuki's expectations, though, the experiment had a different result.
What? Don't tell me.
If a plume of dusk was implanted into the body of a person who already had a personality, what would happen?
A plume of dusk stimulates the creation of an ego. So it's not out of the question that it would create a new personality in the same body.
In other words, it wasn't split personalities in Sho's mind, but two completely different entities in the same body. The original Sho and the personality that was created when the plume of dusk was put inside him now calls itself Minazuki, and maybe it's the second personality that has the ability to use a persona.
According to the records, after the operation, Minazuki entered a vegetative state after some time. Thus, Ikutsuki let go of Minazuki. He was then transported to a hospital in the suburbs of Inaba, and there are no records of Minazuki from there on. What happened from that point on, I can only speculate. But I wonder what sort of life Minazuki led after he regained consciousness.
Mitsuru's expression softens. Even if Minazuki was created by Ikutsuki, this is just one last way that Ikutsuki's ghost still haunts us. Ikutsuki's research only followed similar experiments created by the Kirijo group. If Sho's past is as Mitsuru described, then he is yet another victim of the Kirijo group, not just an enemy to be defeated. Not long after we pass through the main entranceway, we see a path leading to the school's main gates, which are painted in a strange pattern. Beyond that, nothing but red fog. There's no telling what state the town is in right now.
Labra said that she wanted to speak with Minazuki, and now, so do I.
We'd better rescue Yukiko's group and get back here then.
Indeed. Let us accomplish our duties with haste.
There's no point in denying that Kirijo is partly responsible for the series of cases. That truth won't change, and it's obvious that this is weighing heavily on Mitsuru's shoulders, since she is the head of the Kirijo group now. Let us accomplish our duties. Yep, that's how I talk. Yeah, that's pretty much that's the type of language these two get to using sometimes. Especially Mitsuru, because she comes from like a very prim and proper household. That's why I believe I truly understand and how Mitsuru felt when she made the choice to step back from the front lines earlier. She put trust in her comrades. That's how it should be. We can count on our teammates to get the job done.
What's Yukiko's position?
Plus, this group is also part of an active unit, so it's not that out of the realm of reality that they would talk to each other like that, like this, like just keeping keeping things professional, you know.
I sent something southeast of there. Please be careful.
As Fuka's communication cuts out, the school building behind us makes a groaning sound. It's so loud now. I get the feeling that there isn't a lot of time left. Mitsuru and I nod to each other before we begin running towards town. By the way, to give an example of how battle-hardened these guys are, Akihiko showed he was capable of dodging a bullet in the first story. I am not kidding. He actively dodged a bullet. Swarudo media. He actually didn't use any abilities like that. See, Akihiko might look like a meathead, but he's actually pretty smart. Because there's only one way a bullet can go when it's been fired. He could easily tell where the bullet was going to go, just from how the gun was pointed. So all he needed was the beat of. Was to be able to predict when the trigger is pulled, and then the rest is easy. At least that was a theory. I don't know if that actually works. I mean, I don't think anyone's tried. But it looks like we're going to be thrust into one single storyline, into one single route from here. So I am just going to continue with this line. Oh god, this song! I love this track! We run at top speed through the fog enveloping the town of Inaba. Not a single soul can be found outside. The sight reminds me of nothing more than the dark hour. Akihiko must feel the same way as he runs behind me.
Mitsuru, how are Aigis and Teddy doing? They must have gotten out into the town by now.
Teddy.
You're right. Let me search for them.
I concentrate and search the area for any readings. Yeah, so as I mentioned before, personas come in basically two types: combat focused and support focused. Mitsuru is a bit of an odd bird because while it's mostly focused on combat, it does have the ability to provide support. So she can do things that like Fuka and Rise can do, but on a much lesser level. My search ability only has a limited range. To make matters worse, the image that appears in my mind have severe interference, and it's likely caused by this strange fog. The fog seems to be symbolic of Monozuki's solitude, as if trying to sever our connections to one another.
I found them in the town shopping district. We'll be able to catch up with them quickly.
All right, let's hurry to join up with them. Then we can compare notes.
Fortunately, Aigis and Teddy appear to be very close by. We hurry toward the reading in an effort to meet up with the others.
Ow! My back still hurts. Getting old sucks.
What do you mean, getting old? Probably the youngest person here in this group aside from Koromaru.
Do you age, Teddy?
Oh, by the way, there's something I've been meaning to ask you, Ai-chan. Is there anyone you like?
Stop.
What do you mean?
Come on, you can't fool me. If you don't have anyone, then you and me should...
Aigis, Teddy.
Michan! Aki!
Akihiko-san, Mitsuru-san, thank goodness you're both safe.
Whoa, what happened? You're both beaten.
I was careless. We were ambushed by an enemy and suffered severe damage.
Though they're acting brave, it's obvious at a glance that both Teddy and Iga have been severely injured. It's clear that they won't be able to fight properly for a while.
Is someone... Please respond!
Rise-chan! I hear you! Talk to your lover bear!
God damn it, Teddy!
Is that you, Kujikawa? We can hear you.
That voice! Mitsuru-san? Thank goodness! I heard you were captured!
Yes, but we're fine now. I'm sorry to have worried you. Where are you right now?
Yukiko-senpai and I went out to look for Kanji and the others, but the town's turned into a maze. I lost track of them while we were getting our bearings. We're thinking about heading back to Junes right now.
All right, keep going to Junes. We'll head over too, so we'll meet you there. Tatsumi and Shirogane should have arrived already.
Understood. Please be careful.
All right, now that that's decided, we need to hurry. Aigis, Teddy, can you go on?
Leave it to me to guide you to Junes. I'll use my nose and...
Teddy appears to have sensed something. He turns to look at the shape that had appeared further down in the shopping district. After all that's happened, do they still intend to make us fight? No, from here on, they're doing this just to buy time. The shape ahead draws closer, and I see it's a double of Satanaka. My god, he sensed an allergen. There's no need to wonder about whether this is the real one or not.
You left everyone else inside and ran away? What happened to all that fun stuff? Oh, maybe they just don't need you anymore. I guess you're the runs of the litter.
Oh, you poor fool.
A fake Chie-chan! Bears have packs, not litters, and we're not runts!
I mean, we have one runt here. Sorry, Teddy, it's the truth.
It's fine, Teddy. Let it say whatever it wants.
I stop Teddy as he tries to lash out in response to the fake Satanaka's harsh words. It's true that we made a mistake being captured by the enemy before this started, but still.
I've made some errors this time, but we have our comrades. Even if one of us was to fall, the rest of us can complement each other.
It's fine, Teddy. Allow the abuse to continue.
My standing here right now is a result of the trust we have for one another. I will carry out my duty, and you will be stopped.
With my thoughts on my comrades who left for the top of the tower at the forefront of my mind, I grab hold of the hilt of my rapier. No matter what taunts these shadows have for me, my heart will not be shaken. My comrades have my back. All I have to do is keep proceeding onward.
No. We will protect this world. We will not lose to the likes of you.
We're the most powerful lineup ever! We'll prove that we've got the upper claw here!
The two of them are so hurt that I'm surprised that they can even move, but the fire in their eyes is stronger than ever. I sense their will to fight shining through. Such admirable resolve. We will take on this burden in their stead. Next to me, Akihiko slams his fist into the palm of his other hand and steps in front of Iga and Teddy.
I was hoping for a chance to fight about now. I felt myself getting rusty. The rest of you can sit back and watch.
This tournament is foolish, but I was given one of your insipid names. It's time I showed you the power of the Execution Queen.
Got it right. Empress versus Chariot. Let's go.
Finally. Fight!
Keep it up! Don't let this wind get to your head.
I'll admit I did put some practice in with Mitsuru. It was like years ago, but still. We don't even turn back to look at the melting shadow anymore. We rely on Teddy's nose and run with all our speed through the red fog towards Juness.
There! Come on! Everyone hurry!
We eventually see the large store that has been that I had last been in when we exited the TV world. This building must normally be quite lively with customers, but now it looms with an eerie silence within the dim red fog.
Rendezvous point is on this building's rooftop. Everyone remain in contact while searching for Kujikawa and the rest. Stay alert.
Whatever looks like a shadow, kick its ass.
Every day's great at your Juness. Hello?
A monitor on the side of the road flickers, and General Teddy suddenly appears on the screen.
What the? You again, you phony bear! What do you want now?
Wow, just full Monokuma now.
Thanks for coming all the way out to such a remote place. Did you enjoy the P1 climax? There were so many touching battles this time. But, too bad for you. Unfortunately, you've all served your purposes already.
What do you mean by that?
Just what I said. When you fought, you released fragments of your personas. And I've gathered more than enough of them. Thus, there's no reason to keep you persona users alive any longer. Prepare to be swallowed by a surge of shadows!
That's a lot of shadows that are gonna die. Once General Teddy finishes, the monitor shuts off. Silence fills the area once again.
What is the shaking?
With a thundering roar, a vicious black liquid geysers up from everywhere. This black wave surrounds us, swirling madly, and begins to close in.
What the?
There are so many shadows. They're going to attack. Please, be careful.
Cheeky bastards. Come! Persona!
Akihiko's persona, Caesar, swings its sword towards the approaching black wave. The mass of shadow retreats for a moment, like a receding tide, then immediately surges towards us like a tidal wave.
Artemisia!
Persona!
Initiating summon sequence. Athena.
We summon our personas one after another, and have no choice but to fight back. If things are this bad out here, I have to worry about Kujikawa and the others who are inside. We must get inside as soon as possible and meet up with them. But the horde of shadows pours forth without stopping, giving us no respite. Even the entrance to Juness has been completely covered with the black mass. If it becomes a drawn-out battle, then obviously we'll be at a disadvantage. I feel a sense of listlessness. After being on that cross, I'm severely exhausted. Even Igas and Akihiko are moving less nimbly than usual. Teddy fights on as if trying to protect the three of us, but he's injured as well. He won't last forever.
If this keeps up.
Rise-chan! Yuki-chan! Nao-chan! I'll be right there!
More shadows incoming! They're not stopping!
Where was he hiding this many shadows?
My vision begins to darken, as if layers of gauze have been wrapped around my eyes. I feel more tired than ever. Though each shadow may be inconsequential on its own, their sheer numbers are too much to contend with. My arms drop to my side, and I can't lift them. And I can't lift them anymore.
Mitsuru! Hey, hang in there!
Nichan! Watch out!
Mitsuru-san!
Come on, can't you pull it together? I really don't want to get involved here, you know?
What the? As the sound echoes out, my vision returns, and I see a shape moving towards us, mowing down the horde of shadows. Was that just a persona attack? The shadows that have been overwhelming us retreat, and a path opens up towards the Jeunesse entrance.
Oh man, you guys look terrible. That's what you get for sticking your noses into places they don't belong.
Didn't you just do that? The newcomer is a man who speaks languidly while scratching at the back of his neck. That persona attack must have come from him. The local Jeunesse hero. He ain't no hero. He looks familiar. The serial murder case that took place in Inaba last year. I tried to remember the name of the former detective who had been arrested as a suspect.
Are you Toru Adachi?
What? I thought Adachi was in police custody.
Wow, I'm famous now. You're Mitsuru Kirijo, right? I guess the rest of these people are your subordinates?
What's Adachi baby doing here? Wait, you must be a fake too!
Adachi baby.
You too? A fake? Yeah, that's it. I'm a fake.
Yeah, no, not buying it. Everything about his response radiates its insincerity. He seems to be an intelligent but shrewd man. But for right now, it doesn't matter if this man is a fake or not. What matters is why such a person would go out of his way to help us.
Why did you save us?
It wasn't just for you. If you died here, it'd be trouble for me. I have to obey the rules.
Rules?
Never mind, I'm just rambling. Still, isn't this an impressive number of shadows? I bet you'd really be able to get up to something fun with this many.
Good God.
Like, say summoning up a god or something?
Summoning a god? Is that what that show guy is doing?
So this horde of shadows seems to have been gathered here by the other Minazuki. After all, he is intending to use them to awaken a godlike being. What he called his world, there's one where that being has descended, but that will result in the fall, utter destruction.
I'm just guessing. And if this many shadows were to head over to that tower and start wrecking shit, that building wouldn't stand a chance, would it?
He really likes beating around the bush with his information, doesn't he?
Plus, anyone inside would be in for some real trouble, wouldn't they? Well, it's not like it matters to me. I'm gonna be on my way now. Good luck or whatever.
Oh, that's the wrong. The wrong term of use. Beating around the bushes, is trying to be enigmatic. I believe he's like being blunt, but trying not to sound like he's being blunt.
Aren't the rest of your friends in here at Juness? You kids love crowding together, after all. Don't you think you'll win with those numbers?
Hey, stop! Where do you think you're going?
Don't, Teddy. I know you want to go after him, but we're all exhausted right now. We need to prioritize meeting up with your friends.
Tomodachi doesn't even look back at Teddy and begins walking at a leisurely pace in the direction of Yasugami High. We quickly lose sight of him, and he becomes lost in the muddy stream of shadows.
Toru Adachi. At the very least, he didn't seem to be a fake made from a shadow.
Is he scheming something after all?
No matter what his aims were, it's true that we were saved in the end.
Save thinking about it for later. We need to hurry.
We run along the path to Juness's entrance, instead of being created for us by Adachi's strike, and rush into the store and up the stairs. The gushing shadows had entered the building as well, but we are far from fewer in number. But they are far fewer number than they had been outside, and aren't much of a hindrance. Eventually, the stairs end, and we see the door that opens on the top of the food court. In the food court beyond, a horde of shadows had regained its intensity and continued flooding in, one after another. 4 Persona users from Inaba are fighting them, even though they are experienced, fierce fighters and had survived many tough situations. It seems they are having a hard fight against the sheer volume of these shadows.
Damn it! You're getting more intense again. There's no end to this.
You can't give up. Mitsuru-san and her people should arrive soon. Right. We can't lose somewhere like this.
Rise-chan, Nao-chan, Yuki-chan! I'm so glad you're all okay! I'm coming over right now!
Oh, Teddy! And Mitsuru-san, too!
Teddy should have been considerably exhausted and injured, but seeing the faces of his friends must have given him strength. He darts toward his friends as fast as his little legs can carry him and joins their battle line. They are united by a strong bond as well. We can't fall behind either.
Hey! You intentionally left me out, didn't you?
I was going to point that out, actually.
You're loud as always. You still have a lot of energy left. You don't go down easy, but I see you're barely hanging on.
God damn it, Teddy.
Don't underestimate me. Half your stuffing's hanging out anyway, so you don't get to say anything.
Sorry we're late. You did well in keeping him at bay. We'll join in the fight.
With a sense of relief at seeing everyone we had been unable to locate, we quickly tell them of our situation and check on their conditions. It's clear that all of them are tired and injured, but now that our numbers have doubled, we should be able to make up for that by cooperating with each other. As it turns out, we are slowly but surely able to push back the seemingly endless torrent of shadows.
We can do this! There's enough of us here now that I'm sure we can win!
It's too early to be relieved yet. The shadows all over town are converging on that tower. At this rate, our senpai in there will be...
Shirogane is right. If we are held up here, we won't be able to aid those who have headed up the tower. If the shadows are gathering with the intent to climb the tower, then we have to take the chance to return the tower to the tower ourselves to intercept them.
But considering the sheer number of shadows, that would be too dangerous.
Mitsuru-san, Ken-kun has given me the details. This case has many similarities with Shuji Yakutsuki's plan. I believe the culprit has the same intent. And considering the current situation with these hordes of shadows, The time is nigh.
Shomin called Shuji Ikutsuki his father, and then there's also what Tomodachi mentioned. There's certainly enough circumstantial evidence. And this time, Naota speaks of, it's nothing less than the end of the world.
Do we have no choice but to entrust this to the others here? Isn't there something we can do, Mitsuru-san?
It'll be fine.
This isn't the time to argue, Mitsuru-san. We have to go.
What's there to worry about, Mitsuru? There's only one option here.
Everyone wants to return to the tower, completely disregarding their own safety. Not a single one of us is afraid to volunteer, even in this desperate situation. In addition, they've been forestalling again and again since this started. It seems my position as the leader of the Shadow Operatives has put me on the defensive without my noticing it. We have to go on the offensive now, and we have the strength to do so.
Everyone, listen up. The shadows are likely gathering at that tower. Their goal is likely to bring about the coming of a god with the power to destroy the world. We must stop this at all costs. Fujikawa, will you lend me your strength? We'll combine our communication abilities to contact Yamagishi. They need to be told of the danger.
The first step is to make contact. I task the other 6 with making sure that the area is secured and take Fujikawa's hand. Man, but you stopped the coming of a god like 2 weeks ago. Maybe even just last week. Yeah, pretty much the end of the world is like a year. Is like an annual event in the Persona universe. And I say yearly because it always takes a year to happen. We both feel a similar tension, distinct from what we feel in battle, as we focus our thoughts and concentrate on the tower. Though the situation is truly chaotic, the end of the world is drawing near, and the vision that appears in my mind is surprisingly clear. To think that Fujikawa's communication ability is this powerful, it's equal to Yamagishi's. I've also been told that it's evolved to the point where she can participate in combat now. These Persona users of the Inaba have great potential hidden within them. That's right, we have the obligation to protect this town, their future.
Fuka-san is somewhere around the middle of the tower?
Hold on, Fujikawa. There's something in the sky.
There's a reading of something approaching at the high speed from the fog-filled sky. Eventually, the rhythmic sound of a very loud helicopter reaches our ears. A large helicopter with Karijo group markings approach us out on the fog. Out of the fog. The pilot must be.
That's you there, isn't it, Kikuno? Respond at once.
I'm calling it again. Spin-off game featuring Kikuno. It must happen.
Lady Mitsuru, thank goodness you're safe.
What are you doing there? This airspace is dangerous. You must withdraw at once to a safer area.
You're all putting your lives at stake by fighting. I refuse to shame myself by withdrawing.
I can only smile at the way Kikuno refuses my direct order, even though I'm currently glowering. She won't hesitate to risk her life for my sake. That's never changed at all.
Something I must tell you at once. We've decoded more of the records from Shuji Ikutsuki that I gave to Labrasan. We've reached a point where there is a description that seems to be hinting at the security code. If we can solve it, we may be able to fully unlock it. The clues to the password are my true form that I should take, and the one written of in the prophecy.
Kinda busy right now.
Prophecy and true form? Could this be about what happened back then?
Tsuru, I have to remember. That insanity Ikutsuki was a slave to. remember the speech he gave us?
I could never forget that night 3 years ago. The night where the night we were cast into the depths of despair. Ikutsuki looked down on us with insanity in his eyes and told us his own ambitions.
He said he would become a king in the new world. With that in mind, what he strived to become, his self-professed true form.
The new world that Shuji Ikutsuki strove for, a world where everyone beside himself had been changed into a shadow. What did he believe his true form would be? There's no mistake. Those words symbolized the distorted ambitions Ikutsuki had become obsessed with, and what he truly believed he would become.
That's it! The password was accepted, and the file's been unlocked.
There's no time to wait for an analysis. Kujikawa, let's try again. We need to get this information to Labras through Yamagishi.
Opening the file now. We direct our search in the direction of the tower once more and detect Yamagishi. Near her are a number of other readings that appear to be in combat. They are Narukami, Satonaka, and Hanamura. It seems they are fighting valiantly to protect Yamagishi. Though they have been injured, I sigh in relief, sensing that they have made a recovery. We immediately open communications with Yamagishi and relay our situations. According to Yamagishi, the sudden swarm of shadows in town have been pouring into the tower as well. We then pass on our own conclusions. The reason for the horde of shadow and our information on the password. Even Yamagishi seems lost for words at hearing this, but she quickly recovers herself.
So that's why all these shadows have been flooding in. We'll stop them here as well. I'll tell Labras about that password at once. Please be careful, Mitsuru-senpai.
Everyone looks towards me when the communication ends. They're waiting for a word from me with such impatience. But don't worry, I understand.
We will now head to the tower to aid those who are still in there. We'll have to force our way in. We will combine the strength of our personas and fight our way through.
As they say, that's what I'm talking about.
I love Argus.
This is starting to get interesting. I'm getting pumped up.
All right. If that's the plan, then it's time to bust out all our skills. Better not fall behind, Ted.
I'm getting fired up! Wait for us, Sensei! Wait for me, Labby-chan! There's no need to fear with my tremendous strength!
Good Lord, Teddy.
Right. Labras and Chie are fighting too, so I can't just stay here.
The moment we were about to step towards the tower, I noticed a black silhouette of a vehicle lowering its altitude, close enough to graze the horde of shadows.
You need to leave Inaba and stand by until we contact you again.
No, my lady. This helicopter is loaded with two 7.62mm Gatling guns, 19 continuous rounds of 70mm rocket ammunition, as well as a 30mm chain gun.
Again, I want her backstory.
Though these cannot damage shadows, they will be useful in preventing their advancement and providing you with some measure of backup.
Don't be ridiculous. It's too dangerous. You're...
Labras-san asked me why someone who couldn't use a persona would risk their life to go to a place where shadows appear. No matter how slight it may be, I can still provide some assistance to you all. I have been prepared to risk my life from the start. My lady, I have my own battles to fight.
Kikuno-san.
Mitsuru, you're gonna repeat the same mistake.
Right. It doesn't matter how strong or weak you are. I pushed Narukami and his friends away before, and now I'm doing the same to Kikuno. Kikuno, I accept your determination. Aid us from the helicopter. We must reach that tower at all costs.
Understood. I will see you there safely, even if it costs me my life. Let us depart.
Hikono's helicopter rotates it's in place to face the direction where we will be proceeding in. With a tremendous concussion, a rain of bullets showers down the massive shadows, splashing bits of blackness every which way. The wave that had been completely covered. That had been completely covering the road loses its intensity and begins to retreat.
Now!
Right. All right.
Come! Persona! Go!
Persona!
Here goes!
A line of sparkling lights runs into the waves of shadows, accompanied by a roaring sound. We can do this. We nod to each other and leap, one after another, into the newly opened path. We must head to the tower, where our comrades are fighting, so that I can so that we can all carry out our duties. Okay, I think next week we'll be able to, and I imagine everyone from Inaba just looks at Mitsuru and she's just like, what, don't you have maids that are trained to use military helicopters? Yeah, that's kind of something I would, that I would imagine and Mitsuru would say, at least in her younger days. Yeah, that's some Black Lagoon shit. It actually is, isn't it? But yeah, looks like we'll be able to finish the P3 story maybe next week. But it's rather close, so we'll be that will have to wait till next week.
Persona 4 Arena Ultimax.
All right, there we go. Ooh, so we did quite a bit there, and we actually finished on a proper bookmark this time. But yeah, looks like things are coming to a head with the P3 story, and we should be able to bring it to a close next week, and maybe even do a Dachi story. So let us get things set up for a raid. We can raid Velvet Puppy, but let's see if some of my regular choices are up. Nope, Velvet Puppy it is then. All right then. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you like my stuff and you haven't already, please leave a follow. It helps me as a small VTuber. And you can also check my my socials over there. And I upload all my stuff on YouTube. So tomorrow we will not tomorrow. Next week we'll continue with Celeste and start P3 Reloaded, as well as possibly finish the P3 story in this game, and maybe even do the Adachi story. Yeah, but and I'm looking forward to doing that. But yeah, as Lotus Prince said, we will be entering a new year. So happy New Year to you all, and I will see you all in the new year. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next time. This is Metis Balaska signing out.